have the ability to not be able to understand when it comes to, let's say, slavery. I myself never have to say sorry to somebody, but at the same time, white people as a race are responsible for slavery, and it's the ability to not really have to own up for those issues. Ignorant, but like ignorance is bliss. So it's kind of like actually not understanding, not being able to know what the actual, not realizing that because I'm white or because other people are white, they have a certain aura that people who aren't don't, and it's just not even realizing that you have that aura is kind of a big deal. And then yeah. So.
All right, so like what it means to be white, I think it means that you kind of don't need to think about issues of race or things that happen around race. You're kind of like, you get a sense of entitlement pretty much, where like if something happens, you're kind of like, oh, that doesn't affect me. Like that's the different group's problem, but it actually is like everybody's problem. So your skin color, like being white or being black or being whatever, doesn't change like how you should feel about issues like that. But yeah, I definitely think it means that you kind of feel like you don't have to think about issues around race and certain things.
So to me, being white is really just a color. We should all be equal, and I feel like that doesn't get represented in our country enough. I feel like there's a lot of discrimination towards people of color, and there really shouldn't be. They're no different, and yeah.
Being white means that you live in the suburbs and you speak grammatically correct.
Being white to me means having advantages in our society today and being viewed as being privileged and having control.
Being white to me obviously means having white skin, but I think it also comes with a lot of privilege and a lot of not really thinking twice, like going somewhere and kind of like being stereotyped or anything, because usually minorities are looked at in a negative way. So I think that white people typically don't have to worry about a lot of negative stereotypes. Wow, I just really tripped on my words there. And I think like in general, I mean not all white people, but they typically have it a lot easier when it comes to like jobs and like buying a house, and those are like just some examples of the privilege that they have. So I think like in general, being white is definitely having privilege and having more opportunity and almost having more odds of being successful and getting higher up in having power in the world.
Being white means having innate privilege, and because of this privilege, there's a lack of knowledge on problems faced by the minority population, whether it be social, economic, or even personal. It's like having the power to change something, but not knowing that something needs to be changed.
So white people, they are everywhere. They probably like the average size is probably bigger than Asian people, and they love country music, and they love to party and drink, and maybe like that.
What it means to be white. White people don't have to worry about racism. I feel like a lot of us don't know what it feels like to have bias thrown on them. It means that, you know, it might be the color of your skin, it might be the way you are, but at the same time you don't know what it's like for other people because you aren't the minority, you aren't the people getting bullied, you aren't the people getting attacked and whatnot. So when you're a white person, you don't really have to worry about those things. So as much as I don't like to say the word privilege, we are privileged.
Okay, so what does it mean to be white? I've never thought about this question before Bree came into asking me about it. To me, it doesn't matter to be white. It's just a color to me, but it doesn't even necessarily mean anything. I just live my life, and I think other people see being white as something to be more powerful or something like that, but honestly, from my perspective, it's not a privilege, it's not anything else, and I feel unfortunate that people think of it as that, but to me, I don't see being white as being anything important. It's just me. I'm Nikki. I'm the same as anyone else. And that's all there is.